Okay, welcome back everybody. We are starting off episode 3, getting on to the Normandy for the first time as its commanding officer, and lo and behold, we are the commander.
Stand by, shore party. Decontamination in progress.
I heard what happened to Captain Anderson. Survives 100 battles and then gets taken down by backroom politics. Just watch your back, Commander. Things go bad on this mission, you're next on their chopping block.
Captain Anderson should be the one in charge. It's like I'm stealing the ship from him.
Yeah, the captain got screwed. But it's not like you could have stopped it. Nobody's blaming you. Everyone on this ship's behind you, Commander. 100%.
Sweet.
Intercom's open. If you got anything you want to say to the crew, now's the time.
Well, we're gonna be honest.
This is Commander Shepard speaking.
We have our orders. Find Saren before he finds the conduit. I won't lie to you, crew. This mission isn't going to be easy.
For too long, our species has stood apart from the others.
Now it's time for us to step up and do our part for the rest of the galaxy. Time to show them what humans are made of.
Oh, he cannot hide from us, bro.
Wherever Saren goes, we'll follow.
Wherever he searches for the conduit, we'll be there. We will hunt him to the very ends of the galaxy and bring him down.
Humanity needs to do this.
Not just for our own sake, but for the sake of every other species in Citadel space. Saren must be stopped. And I promise you all, we will stop him.
Well said, Commander. Captain will be proud.
The captain gave up everything so I could have this chance. We can't fail.
Yes, sir.
Darn right. Okay, so we're going to... I've got a really... Alright, so as you guys may have noticed, currently we're planning on romancing Ashley. But I do believe we will be nice to her most of the time. But I think there's a thing where if you just neutral with her after getting the initial started, I think she will still romance you as long as you reject the other romance options. This is actually my cabin. We'll be coming here a lot in future games to visit women, funny enough. Let's see if Kaiden has anything to talk about.
Anything you need, Commander?
What's your opinion on the last mission?
I don't see how we could have done things any better. At least not without getting to Eden Prime sooner. And we were on the scene faster than any other Alliance ship could have been.
Just trying to get a sense of where the crew's at. Thoughts?
I've wasted enough of your time for now, Commander. We'll have time for personal debriefings later.
Alright, no problem.
We'll talk another time, Lieutenant.
Commander?
Might just cut that out. We got some XP back here on the sleeper pod. We'll grab it. Oh wait, Garrus ain't back here. Pardon me, sorry. Forget where all these people are all the time. Forget that there's this elevator, everything. Let's go talk to our crew. Here's our requisitions officer.
Hey, Commander. Looking for some extra supplies before you head out?
What have you got?
Whatever you want. Armor, weapons, mods. It's not standard Alliance issue, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Well, as long as you don't mind paying for it.
Man, what? I still gotta pay for my own supplies?
Why should I pay you for my weapons and armor?
My stuff doesn't come from the Alliance. I have to purchase it myself, and it's not cheap. Hell, the licenses alone have set me back more than I'd like. But no licenses, no goods. Without the goods, I'm out of a job.
What are licenses? Why do you need them?
Manufacturers sell licenses. Each license allows me to buy and sell a certain brand of products. I already have several basic ones, but you'll need to buy more if you want me to bring in different brands. Many of the best licenses are hard to get, but they're well worth the cost if you can find them.
What do the different manufacturers offer?
There are too many for me to keep track of, but each license will explain what it's good for.
Let's see what you've got.
You bet, Commander.
I don't know that for sure. Let's go talk to... Let's go learn about the Quarians. Engineer Adams?
Hey, Commander, you know that Quarian, Tali? She's been spending all her time down here asking me about our engines.
I'll tell her to leave you alone.
What? No, she's amazing. I wish my guys were half as smart as she is. Give her a month on board and she'll know more about our engines than I do. She's got a real knack for technology, that one. I can see why you wanted her to come along.
I figured she'd be a real asset to the team.
You got an eye for Tali, Commander, but I'm guessing that's not why you came down here.
No.
Fill me in on the IES stealth systems. How does it work exactly?
You can't hide a ship out in space. They emit too much heat and radiation. Too easy for sensors to pick them up, unless you find a way to capture those emissions. So our stealth systems trap the energy we give off in storage sinks built into the ship itself. No emissions to give away our location.
Makes sense.
Eventually the sinks have to be vented. More than a few hours silent running and they overheat. Cook us inside our own hull.
There's no way for anyone to detect us?
Why am I looking down?
A visual scan can still pick us up. Anyone looking out a window can see us plain as day. But you have to be pretty close to get an actual visual out in space. Most vessels rely on scanners. As long as the stealth systems are engaged, they can't see us. Not unless we accelerate to FTL speeds.
Why doesn't it work with faster than light travel?
Cranking
Bro,
up to
I'm
FTL
bugging out.
blue shifts our emissions, pushes them into frequencies too high to capture in the sinks. As soon as we make the jump, it's like setting off a flare. Sensors can pick up our location whenever we enter or exit FTL flight, but for short-range missions, our stealth systems are amazing, and we've got the only one.
Where else have you served, Adams?
If you name a class of Alliance ship, I've probably served on it. Everything from dreadnoughts and carriers right down to frigates like the Normandy. My last assignment was on the Tokyo, only a cruiser, but she was a good ship. Couldn't hold a candle to the Normandy, though.
I want to know more about the Normandy.
She's the best ship I've ever served on. Probably the fastest vessel ever designed.
Ooh.
She's the only one using the new Tantalus drive core.
The
What's
thing
so
behind
special
you?
about the Tantalus drive core?
Proportionally, it's about twice the size of any other vessel. Not only are we faster, but we can run at FTL speeds longer before we have to discharge the core.
Carry on, Adams.
Aye, aye, Commander.
Alright, we did get some XP from that. That's a good reason to talk to people, even if you're just playing through the game. Ooh, very good. You get XP from doing stuff, and XP is valuable. I mean, look, we were almost already to level 5 again. Or to level 6. This is good. This is good.
Your ship's amazing, Shepard. I've never seen a drive core like this before. I can't believe you were able to fit it into a ship this small.
That's what she said.
I'm starting to understand why you humans have been so successful. I had no idea Alliance vessels were so advanced.
The Normandy's a prototype. Cutting-edge technology.
A month ago,
It's
I was
like I'm
packing
looking
a
at her
makeshift
chest,
fuel
dude.
line into a converted tug ship in the flotilla. Now, I'm sitting on board one of the most advanced vessels in Citadel space.
Be sure to take
I have
notes.
to thank you again for bringing me along. Traveling on a vessel like this is a dream come true for me.
I had no idea you found ship technology so interesting.
I'm looking
It
right at her
comes with
chest.
being a Quarian. The migrant fleet is the key to the survival of my people. Ships are our most valuable resource. But we don't have anything like this. We make do with cast-offs and second-hand equipment. We just try to keep them running for as long as we can. Some of the fleet's larger vessels date all the way back to our original flight from the Geth.
I can't believe your fleet's still using ships that are 3 centuries old.
I mean, they live on them.
They're constantly
so
being repaired,
they have no other
modified,
choice.
and refitted. They aren't pretty, but they work, mostly. We've tried to make ourselves as independent as possible on the flotilla, grow our own food, mine and process our own fuel. But some things we just can't make on our own. A patch to maintain the hull integrity requires raw materials we just don't have. That's why our pilgrimages are so important.
Pilgrimage.
I want to know more about the pilgrimage.
When my people reach maturity, we leave our birth ships and seek acceptance with a new crew. It's necessary to maintain genetic diversity among the fleet. But no ship wants to accept someone who will be a burden on them. So, to prove our worth, we embark on a pilgrimage. We set out alone, leaving the flotilla and our families behind us. We only return once we have found something of value we can bring back to the fleet. This is presented as a gift to the captain of the respective ship we wish to join. If the gift is accepted, we are welcomed into the crew.
I can't believe they just send you off alone.
It's not like they just cast us out. Before we leave, we are given lessons in how to survive outside the flotilla, and given gifts to help us on our journey. We also receive implants to fight off sickness and disease. Generations of living in an isolated and highly controlled environment have left our immune systems weaker than most.
I see.
By the time we leave the fleet, we are well equipped for the pilgrimage. This is a rite of passage for all Quarians. If it were dangerous, our numbers would suffer. Virtually every pilgrimage ends with a triumphant return and the ritual presentation of the gift to one of the fleet's captains.
And do they always accept the gift?
Can a captain choose to reject the gift?
That doesn't happen often. Most captains are eager to increase the size of their crew. It increases their own standing in our society. Even when the gift is not particularly valuable, the captain usually accepts it out of a sense of tradition. However, there is a stigma to presenting a substandard
I
gift.
would imagine so.
It's not the best way to make a good impression on a new community. Most pilgrims don't return until they find something worthwhile.
I want to talk about something else.
Like what?
Alright, so we asked about the pilgrimage, let's ask about the Quarians now.
Tell me about your people.
Our lives aren't easy. Resources are scarce, and we are constantly on the move. Everything we do must in some way contribute to the continuation of the migrant fleet. There are 17 million Quarians in the flotilla, and each of us relies on the others.
Honestly, it's not very many people.
The bonds among my people are strong. Unfortunately, we have had to surrender many of the freedoms and civil liberties other species take for granted.
I imagine living on a ship, like, there's lots of things that they had to give up. Like, just going outside, like, just doesn't exist to them. Like, leaving their apartment maybe, but going outside means going to a planet, which they don't have.
What kind of freedoms?
Well, it's illegal for parents to have more than one child. If our population grows too much, it would strain our resources to their breaking
But there's only
point.
17 million of them.
Of course, we also can't allow our numbers to become too few. If our population is in decline, the rule against single births is temporarily repealed. In extreme cases of population decline, incentives are even offered to encourage multiple births, though the Conclave hasn't had to take such measures in nearly a century.
That's your government.
The Conclave is our civilian branch of government. Each ship can elect a representative to serve on the Conclave and make decisions that affect the fleet as a whole. On matters that affect an individual ship, however, the captain has the final say. It's a tradition that dates back to the early days, when the fleet was governed by martial law. Fortunately, most captains nowadays are smart enough to have an elected council from their crew to give them advice and guidance.
So the ultimate power rests with elected officials.
In practice, the Conclave and the respective council for each ship tend to set the rules that govern our daily lives. But in theory, we are still under military jurisdiction. The 5 top-ranking military officials in the fleet serve on the Admiralty Board. These 5 have the power to overrule any decision by the Conclave in case of emergency. To do so requires unanimous agreement among the Admiralty, and they can only do this once. After that, the entire board must resign their posts. It's a safeguard that served us well.
So you are
In nearly
democratic,
3
basically.
centuries, the Admiralty
Basically.
Board has only overruled the Conclave 4 times.
Alright, and then finally, the touchy subject, the Geth. Tell me, Tali.
I want to know more about the Geth.
I doubt I can tell you anything you don't already know. It's been almost 3 centuries since they drove my people into exile. All I know is the story of their origins. What they were when we created them, and how they turned on us.
Might as well.
Interesting.
The Geth were originally created to serve as an automated manual labor force. Initially, their intelligence was as limited as any VI. Over time, we made small modifications to their programming to allow them to perform more varied and complex tasks, bringing them closer and closer to true AI status.
Sounds familiar.
How come the council didn't step in and stop you?
This wasn't true AI research. We may have been skirting the bounds of the law, but we never did anything that was actually illegal. The changes were so insignificant, so gradual, that we were able to control them. Or so we thought. But one thing we underestimated was the power of the neural network. A million Geth thinking simultaneously created an inherently unstable matrix.
The what?
So, the Geth share brain power?
Many of the Geth's logic systems were designed to work in concert with other nearby Geth. Basically, the more of them you have in a group, the smarter they are.
What made them rebel?
As we built more and more Geth, their effective intelligence became more sophisticated, more abstract. One day, a Geth began to ask its Quarian overseer questions about the nature of its existence. Am I alive? Why am I here? What is my purpose? As you can imagine, this caused a near panic among my people.
I mean...
I don't see what's so bad about those questions.
The Geth were created to engage in mundane, repetitive, or dangerous manual labor. That's fine for machines, but it won't satisfy a sentient being for long. The Geth were showing signs of rudimentary self-awareness and independent thought. If the Geth were intelligent, then we were essentially using them as slaves. It was inevitable the newly sentient Geth would rebel against their situation. We knew they would rise up against us, so we acted first. A general order went out across all Quarian-controlled systems to permanently deactivate all Geth. The Geth responded to this order violently.
Far be it from me to put myself in the position of the leaders of an entire race faced with this problem, but it just seems like, and we're not, this Shepherd is not the biggest fan of AI, whether it's real life or not. He's undecided on the subject, but honestly, what did you expect would happen? If you accidentally make an intelligence and you think that it will rebel because it's intelligent enough to realize that it's probably a slave, and it's probably only going to realize it's a slave because it has intelligence, right? That whole thing. Like, so your solution is to shut them off, to kill the intelligence. That seems backwards, I believe, perhaps. Maybe I'm wrong, but this Shepherd's undecided, but he's still going to respond this way.
You didn't really think they'd just let you destroy them without a fight, did you?
The hope was that most of the Geth would still be little more than machines, incapable of organized resistance.
I mean,
but
that's
they
fair.
had progressed much further than anyone anticipated.
And you continued.
The war was long and bloody. Millions upon millions of Quarians died at their hands.
You could have stopped.
In the end, we were forced to flee our
Or
own
you could have fled earlier, or
we feared the Geth would
sued for
pursue
peace.
us, but they never came beyond the veil. Now we drift through space, exile, searching for a way to reclaim what was once ours.
They defended themselves.
You got what you deserved.
We made a mistake when we created the Geth in the first place. But we did not make a mistake when we went to war.
I think it's the other way around.
If we had not acted, they would have wiped us out. They're a synthetic life form. They have no use for organics. None. Why do you think they cut themselves off from the rest of the galaxy? Why do you think they've killed every organic being who's ever tried to contact them?
Well, maybe because, yeah, I'm not surprised, because the one organic race that they had extensive relationships with immediately tried to kill them as soon as they asked, hey, yo, are we alive? Like, even if they're not intelligent enough to think as though humans do. Still, come on, really?
You didn't give them a real good first impression.
You really think things would be any different if we waited for them to act first? The Geth are not innocent victims in all this. They're the enemy. They want to destroy us. Not just the Quarians. All organic life. That's why they've joined up with Saren. And that's why we have to stop him.
I mean, I understand the Saren part. That makes sense. But I think, like you drove them into the arms of a god, the Reaper. Like, you were their creator. You could have molded them to be better, but instead as a society, you attacked them. That's, I don't know if I can truly, specifically criticize the Quarians that are alive now for that, but the past Quarians, I can judge them for that, I think. you know, hindsight's 2020, and that's what Commander Shepard's good at.
I should go.
See you later.
All right. Let's get cozy with Wrex.
Nice ship you've got, Shepard. What can I do for you?
What's your story, Wrex?
There's no story.
Oh, Wrex.
Go ask the Quarian if you want stories.
You Krogan live for centuries. Don't tell me you haven't had a few interesting adventures.
Well, there was this one time the Turians almost wiped out our entire race. That was fun.
They tried the same with us, but we fought them off.
It's not the same.
It seems pretty much the same to me.
So your people were infected with a genetic mutation?
Oh, right. I forgot about that part.
An infection that makes only a few in a thousand
Haven't met many
children
Krogans in our day.
survive birth? And I suppose it's destroying your entire species?
I suppose it isn't all the same.
I don't expect you to understand, but don't compare humanity's fate with the Krogan.
I was just making conversation. I wasn't trying to upset you.
Your ignorance doesn't upset
Hey, I just
me,
forgot,
Shepard.
man. I just forgot.
As for the Krogan, I gave up on them long ago. The genophage infected us, but it's not what's killing us.
Are your people really dying?
We're sure not getting any stronger. We're too spread out. None of us are interested in staying in our own system.
Well, I mean...
Lots of species have left their homes and prospered.
But they go to colonize new worlds. We're not settlers. We're warriors. We want to fight. So we leave. Hire ourselves out. And most of us never go back.
I see.
What can you tell me about the genophage?
Ask the Solarians if you want details. They made it. All I know, it makes breeding nearly impossible. Thousands die in stillbirth, and most never get that far. Every Krogan is infected. Every one. And no one's rushing to find a cure.
Why not?
Why don't the Krogan try to find a cure?
When was the last time you saw a Krogan scientist?
I get the feeling...
You ask a Krogan, would he rather find a cure for the genophage or fight for credits? He'll choose fighting every time. It's just who we are, Shepard. I can't change that. Nobody can.
Alright.
So long, Wrex.
Shepard.
Da-da-da-da. Alright, so let's grab this Intimidate. And then... I think we're just gonna continue making our way towards Singularity. So our Warp is now super good. It now is gonna do... So... Inflicts 6 damage per second and lowers the damage protection by 50%. So now it lasts for 11 seconds. Okay, good deal. Let's go talk to Garrus.
Thanks for bringing me on board, Commander.
Yes, sir.
I knew working with a Spectre would be better than life at CSEC.
Have you worked with a Spectre before?
Well, no, but I know what they're like. Spectres make their own rules. You're free to handle things your way. At CSEC, you're buried by rules. The damn bureaucrats are always on your back.
I totally get you.
Being a Spectre does have its advantages.
Exactly my point. If I'm trying to take down a suspect, it shouldn't matter how I do it, as long as I do it. But CSEC wants it done their way. Protocol and procedure come first. That's why I left.
That was the reason?
So you just quit because you didn't like the way they do things?
There's more to it than that. It didn't start out bad, but as I rose in ranks, I got saddled with more and more red tape. CSEC's handling of Saren was typical. I just couldn't take it anymore. I hate leaving.
Nah, dude, you're good.
You did the right thing. Life's too short to sit around waiting for things to happen.
Yeah, you're probably right. Either way, I plan to make the most of this. And without CSEC headquarters looking over my shoulder, well, maybe I can get the job done my way for a change.
Sounds good.
As long as you do your job well, you're free to go about your business as you see fit.
Thank you, Commander.
Yes, sir, Garrus. I trust you, buddy. I trust you, buddy. Alright, Ash. Hello.
Commander?
What's your opinion on the last mission?
Kinda wish you'd got there sooner, Commander.
Whoa.
No offense, I appreciate the rescue. I just wish...
They died, you lived. That happens in this job.
Yes, Commander. Believe me, I understand that. If I had been more alert, we wouldn't have been cut down by an ambush.
We never trained to fight synthetics. The Geth haven't gone beyond the Veil in 3 centuries.
Our training's supposed to make us able to adapt. I'll make sure it doesn't happen again.
Do you have a few minutes to talk one-on-one?
I'm sorry, Commander. I need to get my duty squared away.
Whoa.
I wouldn't mind talking more later, though.
Alright.
Dismissed, Chief.
Sir.
Well, that's enough time. Okay, well, now that we've chatted up everybody, let's go see what Joker has to say. Yo, Joker, what's up?
Commander, something you need?
How's the Normandy performing? Is she everything they said she'd be?
She's the best ship in the fleet, if you've got a pilot who knows how to handle her. Balance isn't what you'd expect. Takes a while to get used to that oversized drive core we got stuffed in the back, and her power can sneak up on you if you're not careful. The Normandy's probably too much ship for your average Alliance pilot, Commander. Lucky for you, I'm anything but average.
I like to know my crew. Mind if I ask you a few questions?
I can see where this is going. You did a background check on me, didn't you? Well, I'll tell you the same thing I told the captain.
Okay.
You want me as your pilot. I'm not good. I'm not even great. I am the best damn helmsman in the Alliance fleet.
Okay.
Top of my class in flight school, I earned that. All those commendations in my file, I earned every single one. Those weren't given to me as charity for my disease.
You're sick?
What are you talking about? Are you sick?
You mean you didn't know?
I suppose I didn't.
Oh, crap. Okay, I've got Wrex syndrome, brittle bone disease. The bones in my legs never develop properly. They're basically hollow, too much force and they'll shatter.
That sounds
Even with
like it
crutches
sucks.
and my leg braces, it's hard to get around. One wrong step and crack! It's very dramatic, but I've learned to manage my condition, Commander. Put the Normandy in my hands and I'll make her dance for you. Just don't ask me to get up and dance unless, you like the sound of snapping shin bones.
Tell me about it.
I need to know more about this Wrex syndrome if I'm putting my ship in your hands.
Yeah, of course you do. It's an extremely rare condition. Nobody knows exactly what causes it. Genetic, maybe. It's treatable, but there's no cure. They classify my case as moderate to severe. I was born with over a dozen fractures, hip, thighs, ankles. My bones were already breaking in the womb. 100 years ago, I wouldn't have survived past my first year. Lucky for me, modern medical science has turned me into a productive member of society.
But how do you do it?
You're not gonna break a bone trying to fly the ship, are you?
I don't fly with my feet, Commander, so I'm fine as long as I'm in this chair. I gotta be real careful when I get up to take a piss, though. I can do my job as well as anyone on the ship. Better, actually. So don't worry about it.
Alright, I won't ever bring it up
I'm not
again.
trying to make you uncomfortable. Let's talk about something else.
Whatever you want, Commander.
So,
Why does everyone call you Joker?
It's a lot shorter than saying Alliance Flight Lieutenant Jeff Moreau. Plus, I love to make little children laugh.
You're dodging the question.
Look, I didn't pick the name. One of the instructors in flight school used to bug me about never smiling. She started calling me Joker, and it stuck.
Why didn't you ever smile?
Hey, I worked my ass off in flight school, Commander. The world's not gonna hand you anything if you go around grinning like an idiot. By the end of the year, I was the best pilot in the academy. Even better than the instructors, and everybody knew it. They'd all got their asses kicked by the sickly kid with the creaky little legs. One guess who was smiling at graduation?
But when you graduated, you'd think that, Joker wouldn't be your name. You're on a new ship with new people. Why did they call you Joker? You told them your name was Joker, didn't you?
I have to go.
Alright, see ya.
I'm familiar with nicknames. Just don't be embarrassed about it, buddy. You alright? Okay. So we're going to zoom out of the Citadel. Oh, I can't remember. Okay, yeah. Okay, look, we've got our mod on that shows us where we need to go for things. This is wonderful. Except that it's covering up my Liara. Oh, crap. It's not this one. Liara is somewhere over here, and since the missing Marines are here, we might as well do that too while we're out here. Yeah, we just talked to everybody while the ship was in dry dock. We were doing pre-flight inspections and stuff, probably. That was the deal. Even though the drive core was totally on. Although it probably would be on. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Now, probably mostly off camera, I'm going to be doing these surveys and landing on planets. If there's nothing important, I'm just gonna cut it out and have it done. But there's a lot of fetch quest missions to find X number of this and X number of that, and we're going to be doing those for lots of different reasons, but mainly for the XP, because if I back out right now and I look, I see we just got 104 XP for doing those 2 surveys, and it just raises exponentially as you level up. So let's go fight a Thresher Maw, you guys.
Commander, I'm picking up a signal from the planet's surface. It looks like an automated distress beacon.
Alright, let's land, boys and girls. Tali and Wrex. Okay, so I want to make sure that she has really good electronics. Like, really good. So this is an extra 200 hull damage per repair. Yeah, we're always gonna have her with us. So that's the thing. So we want to unlock her shotguns. She's a shotgun gal. And I guess we probably want to get... I don't think we care about first aid for her. We want her to have shield boost. Dampening is kind of meh. So let's just do a Korean mech. Yeah, okay. And then Wrex, are you leveled up? No. Battle Master is just a must. There's no way, 2 ways around it. Let's unlock fitness. And then let's get immunity. And then we're gonna work towards Carnage, actually. And we don't need to level up. Okie dokie. So that's the distress signal. Alright, so we're gonna run around and grab all these things, and if anything's important, I will see you guys then, but I seriously doubt it. Okay, we finished getting all of the minerals and stuff. We're on our way over to an anomaly. I'm just talking in case it's interesting. I can't remember what all the anomalies are. So if they're interesting, I will show them. And by the way, I'm using the mod for infinite boost on both jets. By the way, it's not as game breaking as you think. It just makes driving around a little bit faster. It really honestly gets me hurt more often than not.
Moving out.
We found a Solarian tag. Alright, I placed down a save because on Insanity mode, if there is something that you might suck at, it might be a Thresher Maw fight. We'll see if I can remember how to do this properly without dying here real quick. It's really subjective. Oh, interesting. You know what? Our infinite sprint is going to actually give us quite an advantage. Oh, I don't want to do that. Oh, that's bad. No! Okay, you didn't actually hit me. It just looks like you did. Sometimes it'll do that, and it gets quite annoying. Is he running away? Oh, he's going back home. Okay, I can bait him out. Come on, buddy. Whoa! Yo. Not fair. Dude, he chase me forever. I should have just waited to repair. That was the problem. Oh, that's not good. That's not the way I want to go. No! Okay, we didn't actually lose any health. Oh, that's no good. Oh, come on, that wasn't close enough. Really? That triggered you to leave? Oh, gosh! Wait, is he dead? He's dead! We got him. Alright. That was a little bit easier than expected. We got him the first try.
I'm on my way.
Alliance soldiers. Looks like they were lured here by the distress beacon.
Looks that way, Tali.
Looks like these men were under Admiral Cahoon's command. He'd want to know what happened here.
I think you're right, Wrex. We will tell him on our next trip to the Citadel. Well, that was not the system we needed to go to find Liara, so let's start over here. Let's go to the Macedon. Oh, we can land here. Interesting. Google survey. We got some matriarchs writings. Perfect. Sorry I'm not being too involved in these planets. I mean, it's cool and all that they have all this stuff, but we got a gas deposit. Perfect. We're gonna land on this planet. And we'll just have to see. If there's something interesting, I will let you know. Okay, I can't remember if the stronghold is important or not. We're sitting here on Shajira. I just can't remember if this is one of the important ones or not. Either way, these guys have got a rude awakening. What's up, dudes? Pew 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 pew. Pew pew. Pew 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 pew. Where's the other one? You? Pew 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 pew. Pew. Where are you guys shooting rockets at me from? Over here? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see it. Wait, I shot you way over there? Bro. You gotta let it go. It didn't have to be this way. Alright. It says there's a mission here, so I guess we're gonna see what the mission's like. We don't have the greatest setup for combat, but we'll just have to see. We got enemies. So we're gonna save. Not sure if we're ready for this, but let's see what we got. Whoa, 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 whoa. Who's shooting at us? Is it that thing? Whoa, get out of the way. Oh. It's a burst rifle. Ooh, we can throw. It didn't work. We're gonna die. We should shield up. Can I actually... Okay, so this pirate here, let's lift him. Okay, we got him. Yo, you guys need to, like, move out of the way. I'm the sniper. Whoa. Okay, we knocked him down. Oh, okay, you... We can warp And then we're gonna drop to our pistol. Boy, the AI on this. Goodness, I can't. I forget every time, but it's pretty clear. Alright, good. Got him. Let's go ahead and... Oh, Tali's dead. We're gonna heal up. Unity. I should have done that first, because this isn't how that game works. Oh, we need a different sniper. We've screwed ourselves on our sniper here. Alright, I'm starting to knock them down. As long as they don't keep doing their stupid ability. Alright, you. Lift. You. Push. Wrex is dead. Okay, goodness gracious. Alright, we don't have Unity. Tali's gonna... Alright, Tali, use your shield. Is that guy finally dead? It's about time. Yo, get in cover, bro. Alright. That was actually a lot closer than I thought it would be. I didn't realize we have this sniper. It's good because we have heavier rounds on it right now, but bad because we don't actually... Yeah, we don't. I need to know when this is available. Okay. Let's use Unity. Let's heal up. Okay. There we go. Alright, guys. Let's roll up. Don't get hit by the sniper, please. Oh, darn. Throw. Is he dead? He's dead. Okay. The other guy's upstairs, or is he down low? Okay, he's above me. That's why we got biotics. We're gonna lift him. Hey, sorry, slaver. Boy, sensitivity is kind of nuts. Yoink. Nice. You know, I think this might have been one of the missions for What's-Her-Face, but I honestly can't remember. Either way, we were here, so we did it anyway. Alright, it appears that Therum, which I knew, is the last planet in the entire system that we can even land on. And it does appear that this is where we should be going anyway. So, let's go do it. So we're on our way to recruit Liara. Let's bring Wrex and Garrus. We're gonna need fighters for this. Actually, you know what? I think narratively this is gonna be better for us.
Commander, I'm picking up some strange readings. Really strange, like off the damn charts. It looks like it's coming from an underground complex a few clicks away from the drop zone.
Dude, unlimited sprint is kind of a menace, honestly. It's hard to just hammer the button down. It's not really necessary. Let's go ahead and pop a save. Just in case. You never know on Insanity. Things go crazy. And up ahead. Dude, you guys are not very good at this. It's a Colossus! Boom! Oh, I'm sorry. Did you want to go somewhere? You doing something? You going out? Ooh, you got knocked over. Alright, have fun, buddy. Ramming speed. Alright, so I know that there's a glitch where you can fit the Mako through this hole. But since I've got this mod, I think I've got enough runway here to where I can do this and we can make it. Or is there an invisible wall? Is there an invisible wall? Hey! I did it! I did the glitch the original way. I've never done it before. Well, this is fun. Kinda changes the context of the whole deal. Oh, guys, relax. Since there's no XP, you know, downside anymore. Whoa. You guys want to leave me alone? I'm trying to climb over here. This is supposedly easier than than getting out of the Mako. Hold on, 1 second. This area isn't made for Mako traversal, you know? Okay. Let's try this, go in a different strategy over here. Oh, no, there's, you can't do that either. I'm struggling. I'm struggling. Okay, we'll figure this out. Alright. So, the question is, if I start this cutscene up here. Actually, you know what? Never done it before. Let's just drive up and see what happens. Are we gonna be walking in this cutscene? No, we're in the Mako! Bro! Hey, there are some things even I've never done. Is my turret turning to where my head would be turning in the cutscene? So curious. Bro, I just started out of the Mako. This is insane. Alright, well, we don't want to be shot by that despite being in the Mako. So let's just back off and wait for our moments here. Is that a dude right there? Yeah, that's a dude right there. Dude right there. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you die? Did you die? Alright. Blowy up. You can't hit me. I don't know why you guys are shooting each other. That's kind of weird. This is usually a pretty hard fight. Usually is a pretty hard fight. Oh, I missed. That's funny. All right. That was easy, right, guys? Lift. Oh, that didn't work. Shove. Barrier. I'll be honest, I don't even remember what my keybind is for melee on this anymore. Did I park in the way? Oh, gosh. Never done that. Never done that particular glitch before. It's funny that it's still in, that you can do it. I thought I was stuck, but I was not. That's just quite hilarious. Oh, we got an autosave. Let's bring out the big guns. Not the shotgun. That's the next game. Our biotic powers haven't fully developed, so we're still run-of-the-mill kind of guy here. Yo, you. Oh, I'm not using the one that I remember using. Gotta remember that I don't actually have. Oh, just. Oh my gosh. I'm not using my abilities and I'm not zooming in when I'm supposed to. It is frustrating. But it's okay. It's just Mass Effect. It just is what it is. You down there. To be fair, I did just cheese this whole area. Throw. Oh. Lift. It's funny, we're a front line biotic that uses a sniper rifle. I didn't make the rules.
Dare you to spin over the side.
It goes way down there. Good. Oh, did we level up twice? I didn't even notice. Probably. Okay. So let's unlock Singularity. And let's at least have Singularity. I like having Advanced Throw. Oh, these are all Masters, huh? Oh, boy. Alright, let's unlock Stasis. Assassination will be good. Adept. Actually, you know what? Let's just throw some points in Adept. It'll help. We did level up twice. We'll give her advanced immunity. We want to get her master or advanced shield boost. And then advanced overkill. We can't put any more in soldier, so we'll do training. And then Wrex. No more battle master. We'll get you the carnage though. All in the guns, baby. And equip heavy armor. So now we go to equipment. No, we just want to make sure that Wrex is using his shotgun. That's all we want to do. And let's go ahead and heal everybody up. Well, that's no good. At least we look like we're near the bottom here.
Hello? Could somebody help me? Please? Can you hear me out there? I'm trapped. I need help.
Bro.
Quit shouting. This place is crawling with Geth.
Sorry, I am a little... Look, my name is Dr. Liara T'Soni. I am an archaeologist. Listen,
This thing I'm in is a Prothean security device. I cannot move, so I need you to get me out of it, all right?
Your mother is working with Saren. Whose side are you on?
What? I am not on anybody's side. I may be Benezia's daughter, but I'm nothing like her. I have not spoken to her in years. Please, just get me out of here.
Well, technically you are a lot like her, but we won't talk about that.
How'd you end up in there?
I was exploring the ruins when the Geth showed up, so I hid in here. Can you believe that? Geth beyond the veil!
Yeah, crazy.
I activated the tower's defenses. I knew the barrier curtains would keep them out. When I turned it on, I must have hit something I wasn't supposed to. I was trapped in here. You must get me out, please!
You brought this on yourself.
We'll find some way to help you.
There is a control in here that should deactivate this thing. You'll have to find some way past the barrier curtain. That's the tricky part. The defenses cannot be shut off from the outside. I don't know how you'll get in here. Be careful. There is a Krogan with the Geth. They have been trying different ways to get past the barrier.
What, you mean these guys? Oh, I got sniped! Oh, oh gosh, oh! Alright, let's retry that, I guess. Okie dokie, is that you? Are you the sniper? Yeah, alright. No more of that. By the way, you guys get down there. Go down there. I'm the sniper. Oh, duck! Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, we have singularity now. We can... Let's drop a singularity on this guy right here. Oh, sick. Can I lift him? Oh! I mostly use tech abilities in Mass Effect 1, so this is good. I like this. This is fun. Throw. Yoink! Yo! What's this guy doing here? What we got? What we got? Yeah, I should never not bring tech again. This is a rough crew, Ashley and Wrex. I mean, we will need them later on. It will be prevalent. Let's see if I remember this by heart. Oh. There we go. Hey. Memory's pretty good. Alright, let's go get Liara out of there.
How did you get in here? I didn't think there was any way past the barrier.
We blasted through with the mining laser.
Of course. Yes, that makes sense. Please, get me out of here before more Geth arrive. That button over there should shut down this containment field.
Any idea how we get out of this place?
There is an elevator back in the center of the tower. At least I think it's an elevator. It should take us out of here. Come on!
You mean the one we just came on?
I still cannot believe all this. Why would the Geth come after me? Do you think Benezia's involved?
Saren's looking for the conduit. Think fast, Miss Prothean expert.
The conduit? But I don't know...
That's fair. She doesn't know what it is.
What the hell was that?
I mean...
These ruins are not stable.
Seems obvious.
That mining laser must have triggered a seismic event.
Let's get the heck out of here.
We have to hurry. The whole place is caving in.
Joker, get the Normandy airborne and lock in on my signal. On the double, mister.
Aye, aye, Commander. Secure and away. ETA 8 minutes.
Gonna be close, Skipper.
If I die in here, I'll kill him.
Oh no, I hope there isn't a fight coming. They have a Krogan. We have a Krogan. We have a Commander Shepard, actually. Oh, Ashley's pointing her gun the wrong way.
Surrender. Or don't. That would be more fun.
We don't have time to deal with this idiot. Charge!
I like your attitude.
Alright, so we're gonna stasis the Battlemaster. We don't need none of that mess. Let's lift the shock trooper. Oh! Let's push the sniper. Oh, whoa! Whoa! I thought he shot already. Okay. My bad.
Kill him. Spare the Asari if you can.
Alright, so
doesn't
not
hurt.
looking at me, so let's stasis. Bro, the sniper keeps like not shooting somebody else. Okay, let's not stasis the Krogan first.
Spare the Asari if you can. If not, doesn't matter.
Alright, sniper, lift the sniper. Krogan, stasis. Shock trooper, push. Where's the baddies? Wait, how are we still losing? Hold on, no, not warp. We need a barrier. How are we losing health right now? Oh. Okay. We're... Alright. Lower the damage we're taking over here. Jeez. Did that kill the sniper when I threw him? Whoa, okay, goodness. Wow. He's got a lot of health. Let's warp him. And then I want a singularity over here by the Krogan. Does that work? Let's shield boost. We don't want to die randomly. Oh, that's not good. Okay, he missed us. We've only got the one enemy now, though. He did charge. Oh! Oh! That was close. Let's just push him. What do you think about that? Not so strong now, are you? Let's get out of here. The whole place is coming down. Let's get out of here, bro. See, it seems weird. The whole place collapsed and we're like, oh, we need the Normandy to be there. But we're like chill once we leave. It's like, well, what did it matter if the Normandy was here or not? I mean, I guess if the ground was gonna collapse too, but it's fine.
Too close, Commander. 10 more seconds we would have been swimming in molten sulfur. The Normandy isn't equipped to land in exploding volcanoes. They tend to fry our sensors and melt our hull. Just for future reference.
We almost died out there, and your pilot is making jokes?
Joker pulled our asses out of there. I think he's earned the right to a few bad jokes.
I see. It must be a human thing.
It is.
I don't have a lot of experience dealing with your species, Commander. But I am grateful to you. You saved my life back there, and not just from the volcano. Those Geth would have killed me or dragged me off to Saren.
What did Saren want with you? Do you know something about the conduit?
Only that it was somehow connected to the Prothean extinction. That is my real area of expertise. I have spent the past 50 years trying to figure out what happened to them.
How old are you exactly?
I hate to admit it, but I am only 106.
Only 106.
Damn. I hope I look that good when I'm your age.
A century may seem like a long time to a short-lived species like yours.
What are you trying to say?
Among the Asari, I am barely considered more than a child. That is why my research has not received the attention it deserves. Because of my youth, other Asari scholars tend to dismiss my theories on what happened to the Protheans.
Well, I might know what happened.
I've got my own theory on why the Protheans disappeared.
With all due respect, Commander, I have heard every theory out there. The problem is finding evidence to support them. The Protheans left remarkably little behind. It is almost as if someone did not want the mystery solved. It is like someone came along after the Protheans were gone and cleansed the galaxy of clues. But here is the incredible part. According to my findings, the Protheans were not the first galactic civilization to mysteriously vanish. This cycle began long before them.
Wait a minute. Well, how do you know about the cycle? And what? Wait. Okay, hold on.
Where'd you come up with this theory? I thought there wasn't any evidence.
I have been working on this for 50 years. I have tracked down every scrap and shred of evidence. Eventually, subtle patterns start to emerge. Patterns that hint at the truth.
No, you know what?
It is difficult to explain to someone
You must
else.
be right.
I cannot point to one specific
There's
thing
something
to prove
about
my
that
case.
ship.
It is more a feeling derived from a half-century of dedicated research. But I know I'm right, and eventually I will be able to prove it. There were other civilizations before the Protheans. This cycle has repeated itself many times over.
If the Protheans weren't the first, then who was?
I don't know. There is barely any evidence on the Protheans, even less on those who came before them. I cannot prove my theory, but I know I am right. The galaxy is built on a cycle of extinction. Each time a great civilization rises up, it is suddenly and violently cast down. Only ruins survive. The Protheans rose up from a single world until their empire spanned the entire galaxy. Yet even they climbed to the top on the remains of those who came before. Their greatest achievements, the mass relays and the Citadel, are based on the technology of those who came before them. And then, like all the other forgotten civilizations throughout galactic history, the Protheans disappeared. I have dedicated my life to figuring out why.
Shut up and I'll tell you.
They were wiped out by a race of sentient machines. The Reapers.
The Reapers? But I have never heard of. How do you know this? What evidence do you have?
There was a damaged Prothean beacon on Eden Prime. It burned a vision into my brain. I'm still trying to sort out what it all means.
Visions. Yes, that makes sense. The beacons were designed to transmit information directly into the mind of the user. Finding one that still works is extremely rare.
Well.
No wonder the Geth attacked Eden Prime. The chance to acquire a working beacon, even a badly damaged one, is worth almost any risk. But the beacons were only programmed to interact with Prothean physiology. Whatever information you received would have been confused, unclear. I am amazed you were able to make sense of it at all. A lesser mind would have been utterly destroyed by the process. You must be remarkably strong-willed, Commander.
Okay,
well,
this isn't helping us find Saren or the conduit.
Of
What,
course,
you
you're
jealous,
right.
Ash?
I
Come
am
on.
sorry, my scientific curiosity got the better of me. Unfortunately, I do not have any information that could help you find the conduit, or Saren.
You could still help us.
I don't know why Saren wanted you out of the picture, but I think we'll be a lot better off if we bring you along.
Thank you, Commander. Saren might come after me again. I cannot think of anywhere safer than here on your ship. And my knowledge of the Protheans might be useful later on.
And her biotics will come in handy when the fighting starts.
Welcome
Good
aboard.
to have you on the team, Liara.
Thank you, Commander. I am very grateful. Oh, I am afraid I am feeling a bit lightheaded.
Yay.
When was the last time you ate or slept? Dr. Chakwa should take a look at you.
It is probably just mental exhaustion, coupled with the shock of discovering the Protheans' true fate. I need some time to process all this.
I understand.
Still, it could not hurt to be examined by a medical professional. It will give me the chance to think things over. Are we finished here, Commander?
Go see the doctor. The rest of you, dismissed.
Mission reports are filed, Commander. You want me to patch you through to the Council?
Yes.
Patch him through, Joker.
Setting up the link now, Commander.
We've received your report, Commander. I understand Dr. T'Soni is on the Normandy.
I assume you're taking the necessary security precautions.
Don't tell me how to do my job.
You are free to act as you see fit, Commander. Our role is to offer guidance and advice.
That didn't sound like
It's up
guidance.
to you if you're smart enough to listen.
Liara's on our side. The Geth were trying to kill her.
Benezia would never allow Saren to kill her daughter.
Maybe she doesn't know.
Or maybe we don't know her. We never expected she could become a traitor.
At least the mission was a success.
Apart from the utter destruction of a major Prothean ruin. Was that really necessary, Shepard?
It was.
The Geth were crawling all over those ruins. We were lucky to make it out alive.
Of course, Commander. The mission must always take priority.
Good luck, Commander. Remember, we are all counting on you.
Alright, let's talk to the crew.
I prefer gold to silver, you know, for my medal. I figured you'd recommend me for one since I, pulled your boots out of the fire.
If we present you with a medal, you'll end up sitting on stage listening to politicians make speeches for a couple of hours. Fun.
That's a good point. They'd probably make me shave, too. I spent the last 7 weeks working on this baby. No medal's worth that.
I understand your pain.
So, Commander, why don't you tell me why you're really here?
I have to go.
Alright, see ya.
Alright, see. Boy, see, yeah, look, we're getting 50 XP for our codexes now, where before we were getting like 12 XP. Then again, it does take us like a lot to level up now, but that's okay. Let's see what the crew has to say. Kaiden, you finally want to talk, my man?
Anything you need, Commander?
What's your opinion on the last mission?
Dr. T'Soni. Seems like a sweet girl. Easy on the eyes.
Oh, really, Kaiden?
I mean, if you like the bookish sort.
Oh, I do.
Just remember, Lieutenant, I saw her first.
Only by a few seconds, sir.
Just trying to get a sense of where the crew's at. Thoughts?
Is this an official evaluation, Commander? Or off the record?
Alenko, when it's just you and me, you can consider it off the record.
That's a generous attitude. Okay. I think there's something wrong with all this. This Saren is looking for records on some kind of galactic extinction, but we can't get backup from the Council? Sorry, Commander. There's writing on the wall here, but someone isn't reading it.
Well, what do you expect us to do?
We've got our orders. Belly aching won't change them.
I hear you. It just seems like a group that's been around as long as the Council should see this coming. Sorry if I got too informal. Protocol wasn't a big focus back in Bot.
I didn't go through bat training for my biotics. Tell me about it.
Biotic acclimation and temperance didn't last past the airlock. To the kids they hauled in, it was brain camp. Sorry, hauled in is unkind. We were encouraged to commit to an evaluation of our abilities so an understanding of biotics could be compiled. There are worse results of accidental exposure to element 0 in the womb. Beats the brain tumors some kids grew up with.
I heard all about that. How companies would arrange accidents to expose people to element 0.
There was never any proof of that. It's not what happened in my case, anyway.
Sure.
My mother was downwind of a transport crash. It was before there were human biotics, a little after the discovery of the Martian ruins. It only gets iffy around 63 when kinetics was running out of first-gen subjects. Until then, they'd relied on accidentals. Bunch of guys in suits show up at your door after school, and next thing you know, you're out on Jump Zero.
Jump Zero is Gagarin Station, right? What's it like?
Yeah, that's the official name. Biggest and farthest facility we had for decades. Right on the termination shock, the outer edge of the solar system. It's where they did all the Goose Chase FTL research before we caught on to using mass effect fields. It was a sterile research platform when I was there.
There were other kids in the same boat, right? At least you weren't alone out there.
That's true. We did have a little circle that'd get together every night before lights out. We didn't have much to do, though. It was a research platform then, and Kinetics kept Jump Zero off the extranet to prevent leaks.
You know of any intentional exposures for certain?
No one knows. Doesn't mean they didn't happen. As big as the exposures were, it was hard to track down accidentals. It was different then. No one knew the potential, so there wasn't a lot of regulation. Anything Kinetics did was gold. I'm not saying they intentionally detonated drives over our outposts, but in retrospect, they were damn quick on the scene.
There were other kids in the same...
We didn't have much to do, though. It was a
Then you must have had plenty of time to get to know each other.
Yeah, we'd sit around and bull every night after dinner, play cards or network games. There was this girl named Rana, who had a little circle grow up around her. She was from Turkey. Her family was very rich. But she was smart and charming as hell. Beautiful, but not stuck up about it. I think you'd have liked her.
Did you like her?
Sounds like she was special to you.
She was. Maybe she felt the same. But things never felt together. Training, you know.
Jump Zero's a long way from home. What was it like?
The Grand Gateway to Humanity looks a lot better in the vids. But that's my own baggage, Commander. No bearing on this.
Oh, whoa, now, hold on.
I want to know everything my crew is capable of, Lieutenant. We're out of our element here.
If you say so, sir. Besides, I've got my past squared away.
Whoa. If you say so. I bet you'll never bring it up again then. We are interested in Liara. She's a beautiful woman. But I think our commander is about to find out that she's a bit too timid and naive for us to be in a relationship in at this stage in our life. You know, it's whatever.
Commander, are you coming to check up on me?
I just want to talk.
Of course. I never properly thanked you for saving me from the Geth, Commander. If you hadn't shown up,
I'm just glad we got there in time.
So am I. I know you took a chance bringing me aboard this ship. I have seen the way your crew looks at me. They do not trust me. But I am not like Benezia. I will do whatever I can to help you stop Saren. I promise.
I know.
Don't worry, Liara. I trust you. I know you won't let me down.
It means a lot to hear you say that, Commander. Thank you.
Do you know why Benezia joined up with Saren?
I don't understand it. She was always outspoken about the need for the Asari to become more involved in shaping galactic events. Maybe she thought allying herself with Saren would somehow be for the greater good in the long run. At least I hope so.
Maybe she's just evil.
Any chance she's in this for power or personal gain?
No, not the Benezia I knew. But I hadn't spoken with my mother in many years. She may have changed.
I'd like to know more about the Asari.
We were the first species to discover the Citadel. We were instrumental in forming the Council, and we always strive to be the voice of peaceful cooperation in galactic disputes. My people believe we are all part of a single galactic community. Each species contributes something to the greater whole. Although we seek to understand other species, it seems few of them seek to understand us. The galaxy is filled with rumors and misinformation about my people.
Like what?
Most of the inaccuracies are centered around our mating rituals.
Whoa, we just got here.
My species is monogendered. Male and female have no real meaning for us. We still require a partner to reproduce. This second parent, however, may be of any species and any gender.
I don't understand. Your species can mate with anyone?
Mating is not quite the proper term, not as you understand it. Physical contact may or may not be involved, but it is not an essential element of the union. The true connection is mental. Our physiology allows us to meld with other beings. We can touch the very depths of their minds. We explore the genetic memory of their species. We share the most basic elements of their individual and racial identities. We then pass these traits onto our daughters. It is how we learn to grow as a species and how we develop a greater understanding of other races.
What happens to your partner after
It's quite
the union?
unique.
Every relationship is different. Some unions are a single encounter with both parents parting ways afterwards.
That seems
Others
weird.
can be more long-term. Sometimes an Asari and her partner will stay together for many decades.
That seems off over it.
Do you know who Matriarch Benezia chose as her partner?
I don't know why I keep yawning.
She rarely spoke of her partner. Though I know my father, if you want to use that term, was another Asari.
I'm not gonna ask you, can do that. Duh.
Benezia never told you her partner's name?
Union with our own kind is no longer common, not for the purposes of reproduction. Most Asari believe it weakens our species. Asari daughters inherit racial traits from the father species. If both parents are Asari, then nothing has been gained, or so conventional wisdom would hold. I am what is sometimes called a pureblood. Though no Asari would ever be cruel enough to say the word to my face, it is a great insult among my people. It is possible Benezia's partner was embarrassed by their union. She may have been too ashamed to publicly acknowledge me as her offspring.
Why agree to the union if she didn't want any children?
I cannot answer that. This is all speculation on my part. It is possible she wanted to be part of my life, but something happened to her before she had the chance. Benezia never spoke.
So Asari have eyelashes and
Whatever
eyebrows?
happened, it caused her too much pain to dwell on it.
But no hair on their head?
She raised me by herself, though that is not uncommon.
Alright.
Many Asari raise their children alone, particularly if the father species is short-lived. Often the partner will pass on long before the child reaches maturity.
You Asari live for 1,000 years. What happens when your partner dies?
Few sapient species live as long as my kind. We have learned to take a philosophical approach to our unions. We do not focus on the inevitable loss of our partners. Instead, we enjoy the time we spend with them. And even after they're gone, a part of them lives on in us. The union is a connection that transcends both time and space.
Do you know who Matriarch Benezia chose as her partner?
She rarely spoke of her partner. Though I know my father, if you want to use that term, was another Asari.
Benezia.
It is possible Benezia's partner was embarrassed by their union. But many Asari raise their children alone, particularly...
I should go.
Goodbye, Commander.
Actually...
I get the feeling you want to ask me something, Commander.
Tell me about yourself, Liara.
Me? I am afraid I am not very interesting, Commander. I spend most of my time on remote digs, unearthing mundane items buried in long-forgotten Prothean ruins.
You're right. That doesn't sound very interesting.
On occasion, I have run afoul of indigenous life forms or stumbled across small bands of privateers. That probably does not seem very exciting to someone like you. I guess seeking out history's lost secrets holds a special appeal for me. I would give a century of my life to discover a beacon like the one you found on Eden Prime. You were actually touched by working Prothean technology. That is why I find you so fascinating, Commander.
Sounds like you want to dissect me in a lab somewhere.
What? No! I did not mean to insinuate. I never meant to offend you, Shepard. I only meant that you would be an interesting specimen for an in-depth study. No, that's even worse.
Calm down, Liara. I was only joking.
Joking? Oh, by the goddess, how could I be so dense? You must think I am a complete and utter fool. Now you know why I prefer to spend my time in the field with data disks and computers. I always seem to say something embarrassing around other people.
Nah, you're alright.
Please, just pretend this conversation never happened.
Alright.
I should go.
I'll pretend you don't
Goodbye,
exist.
Shepard.
I got more XP for that, or is that the same XP I got before? I don't know. Alright, we gotta go talk to Wrex, Garrus, and Ashley. We don't have to talk to Tali yet. She's not gonna have really anything interesting to say, I don't think. Well, maybe she will. Let's talk to her first and see if she does. Yo, Tali, what's up, girl?
Oh, hello, Shepard.
You sound down.
Are you okay?
I don't know. Your ship is amazing, and your crew's been really great to me, especially your chief engineer. But I just sort of feel out of place. The Normandy runs so smooth it feels like we're not even moving, and the engines are so quiet. How do you sleep at night?
The silence wakes you up?
Back on the flotilla, the last thing you want to hear is silence. It means an engine's died or an air filter shut down. I guess you don't have to worry about that here. But old habits die hard. But it's more than just the silence. This ship feels so empty. It's like half the crew is missing. Back home, I couldn't wait to go on my pilgrimage. I couldn't wait to get away from the crowds. Now that I'm out here, I kind of miss them.
Oh, you're just you're literally homesick.
Sometimes we don't appreciate what we have until it's gone.
That's true. I'm starting to wonder if that's what the pilgrimage is really about. It's given me a whole new perspective on my people and our culture. You know, there's always a few who go on their pilgrimages and never return. I always assumed something bad happened to them, but maybe they just wanted a different life.
You do plan to return to the migrant fleet, right?
I could never abandon my people, Shepard.
Hey, whoa,
I will
relax.
go back eventually, but we have to stop Saren first. Otherwise, I might not have a home to go back to.
I should go.
See you later.
Yeah, since every conversation isn't an information dump, the conversation with the crew is, if you've played the game before, the first one can be painful if you just sit through it, but... Yo, Garrus, what are you doing all crouched down, buddy?
Commander, how are you?
Why did you want to be a CSEC officer in the first place?
That's a good question. There were several reasons, I guess.
Like what?
Probably the same as most officers. I wanted to fight injustice, wanted to help people. I guess my father had something to do
Well,
with it,
duh.
too. He was CSEC, one of the best. I grew up hearing about his accomplishments or seeing his picture on the vids after a big arrest. He's taking my resignation pretty hard.
He's not impressed that you're going after Saren?
My father's a CSEC man to the bone. Do things right or don't do them at all, he says. He thinks I'm being too rash, too impatient. He's worried I'll become just like Saren.
Nah.
He actually talked me out of becoming a Spectre when I was younger, for the same reasons.
You were asked to be a Spectre?
Well, I was targeted as a possible Spectre candidate. Me and about 1,000 other Turian military recruits. I could have received special training, but my father didn't like it.
He despises the Spectres. He hates the idea of someone having unlimited power with no accountability. He wouldn't like you, Commander. No offense.
Yeah, very typical.
Spoken like a true CSEC officer.
Yeah, it's a speech I've heard one too many times. But Saren's not going to play by our rules, CSEC's rules. If you want to nail Saren, you need to send someone who isn't restricted by policies and procedures.
Exactly.
You're a quick learner, Garrus. We'll beat him at his own game. It's the only way to stop someone like him.
I'm right behind you, Commander.
Heck yeah. Let's inspect the Mako. Wrex, my guy, what's up, dude?
So, we've got Saren on the run.
I mean, I guess. We only picked up Liara, but sure.
It won't be long now. Saren's good, but I'm better.
Good? He's rotten. To the core.
Tell me more.
I could tell as soon as I met him.
Why didn't you tell me this sooner?
I would've if I thought it was important.
I think I'd like to hear about it just the same.
This was a while ago. A bunch of mercs were bragging about a job out near the edges of the Terminus systems. They said it paid well and the boss was never around to ride them. They said he was looking for more men, too. So I checked it out.
I didn't know Saren was openly recruiting mercs.
It wasn't that open, and he only showed his face once. We'd been raiding ships in the area for months when we took out this massive cargo freighter. Our biggest haul yet. I was on board checking bodies for valuables, looking for some extra credits. That's when I saw him.
What was he doing?
What did Saren want with the ship?
I don't know what he wanted. He was just moving through the ship, watching. A couple of the mercs called him by name, but he never spoke to them. Never spoke to anyone. I had a really bad feeling about him, so I got the hell out. Didn't even wait to get paid.
That's the only time you saw him?
Yeah. Didn't even know who he was. Still wouldn't if I hadn't joined up with you. But my instincts were right.
No?
Every other merc on that mission turned up dead within a week. Every damn one.
I'm glad you got out.
So long, Wrex.
Shepard.
Ashley, what's up, baby?
Commander, you have a minute to talk?
What's up?
I keep an open door policy. If you have any concerns, lay them on me.
All right. I know things are different aboard the Normandy, but I'm concerned about the aliens, Vicarian and Wrex. With all due respect, Commander, should they have full access to the ship?
What do you mean?
Don't mince words, Chief. What's your concern?
This is the most advanced ship in the Alliance Navy. I don't think we should give them free rein to poke around the vital systems. Engines, sensors, weapons.
This is interesting, because my Shepard would actually, to a certain extent, agree, but we're a Spectre, so it's different. My hands aren't tied. These three, I don't like them. We're just gonna say what?
You don't trust the Alliance's allies?
I'm not sure I'd call the Council races allies.
Also a fair opinion.
Humanity, I mean, have to learn to rely on ourselves.
By mistrusting, well, we need them to be
Standing
our
up for ourselves doesn't mean standing alone.
I don't think we should turn down allies. I just think we shouldn't bet everything on them staying allies. As noble as the council members seem now, if their backs are against the wall, they'll abandon us.
Well, yes.
The Council's had a grudge against us since the First Contact War.
I don't think it's a grudge. I think it's... Look, if you're fighting a bear and the only way for you to survive is to sick your dog on it and run, you'll do it. As much as you love your dog, it isn't human. It's not racism, not really. Members of their species will always be more important to them than humans are.
Alright, so her analogy with the dog is actually true, but then she follows it up with like it's not racist. It's like, well, yeah, but your dog also isn't necessarily sentient. Now, I know people love their dogs, and I promise you that it probably wouldn't be a conscious decision. It would probably be a reactive decision. Like, if the dog attacks the bear, it's like, do I run away while the dog attacks the bear? Maybe that happens, but I don't know. Hopefully I'm never in that position. But to think about aliens being like dogs, it's just a bit too far. Just a bit too far.
This is an Alliance warship, not the Parliament floor. If you're Earth first, vote for the Terra Firma Party.
Terra Firma is a pack of jackals. The founders had ideals. These days they just play off xenophobia and bigotry.
Well, it's good to hear you're not totally off the
My
walker.
reasons are more rational. My father, grandfather, great-grandmother, they all picked up a rifle and swore the oath of service. I guess we just tend to think of Earth's interests as our own.
It doesn't sound like you've worked with aliens before.
No, sir. Mainly I've been groundside, part of the surface garrison forces. I did get a rotation on a space station for training. Every Marine a rifleman, every rifleman ZG certified.
Stuck. Wait, why are you stuck on the ground?
Guess you make a habit of second-guessing your superiors.
No, sir.
That's not what I... hold on. That's not what I wanted to say.
It doesn't sound...
No, I did get a rotation on a space station for training. Every Marine a rifleman, every rifleman ZG certified.
I guess I'm speaking from a military perspective, like, oh, stuck groundside. I really didn't mean to say it like that. I thought it would be like, I can't believe they just keep you stuck on the ground. So really, what I mean to say is this.
That's odd. Your record is spotless and your technical scores are exemplary. You should be serving with the fleet.
Anyway, that's why I haven't served with many aliens, Commander.
I come from a military family too. My parents were both Navy. Anybody in your family we might know?
Couldn't say, Commander. We probably have a lot in common. You join up to carry on the tradition?
I'm here to put hypervelocity rounds through the heads of bad guys.
Most satisfying part of the job, Commander.
I understand your feelings.
All right. I can see where your concerns are coming from, Williams. But this is a multilateral mission. You're going to have to work with aliens, like it or not.
It won't be a problem, Commander. You say jump, I say how high. You tell me to kiss a Turian, I'll ask which cheek.
What if I say to kiss me?
Would you kiss anyone I ordered you to?
That depends, sir. If you ordered me to kiss a superior officer, that would be a violation of the regs concerning fraternization.
Oh, of course.
That would make it an illegal order. I'd be required to decline and relieve you of command. Sir.
We'll talk later.
My recording literally stopped right at the end of the conversation with Ashley here. But that's okay. Essentially what I'm going to do on the rest of the episode, well, before I do my next mission, is I'm going to change everyone's equipment, make everything all settled and ready to go, and we'll be ready to start our next one very soon. Thank you all for watching. Have a wonderful time. I love you.
This exchange is over.